Happy New Year 2024 from Guard Guides. This is going to be a guide on how to pass the Unarmed Security Guard Exam for 2024 for new and aspiring guards. So with that said, we're going to go to a disclaimer. There are going to be differences in the contents of security officer training and exams across the U.S. due to there being differences in city, county, and state laws, regulations, and ordinances. This is meant to be a general outline of what can be expected on the guard exams in many states. That said, the majority of the questions and scenarios have common sense answers. Check your local and state agency regulating security officers and agencies for details. Section 1, Prevention. Question number 1. What primary objective does a security guard serve in terms of prevention? A focus on arresting suspects. B, to provide customer service. And C, protect persons and or property from harm, theft, and other unlawful activities, including responding to alarms. So, the answer, drumroll please, is going to be C. Should be pretty obvious, right? Customer service is an integral part of security work, but it's not the main focus, at least it shouldn't be. And it's definitely not a focus on arresting suspects. So the answer for that one was C. So for question number 2, can a security guard legally detain a person suspected of theft? We have A, they can detain anyone on suspicion without protocol. B, they have no authority to detain. Or C, yes, within legal boundaries and company policies. If you guess C, you guess correctly. Within legal boundaries and company policies, you can detain someone, including shoplifters. So, question 3. In the event of a fire alarm, what are the first steps a security guard should take? The potential answers are A, ensure evacuation is in progress, and then investigate and or report the alarm. B, ignore the alarm and continue your duties. And C, evacuate yourself immediately. The answer is, of course, A, ensure the evacuation is in progress, and then investigate and report the alarm. Question number 4. How should a security guard handle unauthorized access to restricted areas? The potential answers are A, escort off premises without verification. B, approach and question the individual, verify authorization, and act according to policy. And C, ignore and avoid confrontation. Again, pretty common sense answer. It's going to be B. Approach and question the individual to verify if they're supposed to be there or not, and act according to your policy, whether that be allowing them to continue on, taking their information and passing it up to the higher ups and letting them decide how to handle it, or whatever the policy is of the site or client or employer you're working for. Section 2, Deterrence. Number 5, what are effective methods of deterrence for a security guard? Your options are A, only monitor via surveillance cameras. B, visible patrolling, maintaining alertness and reporting suspicious activities. Or C, stay hidden to catch criminals by surprise. The answer is, of course, B. Be visible, maintain alertness, and report suspicious activities. Number 6, how important is the visibility of a security guard in deterring crime? A, extremely important. Visible presence reduces unlawful activities. B, only important during night shifts. And C, minimal impact, as crimes happen regardless. So, the answer is, of course, going to be A. It's extremely important to be visible, as your presence reduces unlawful activities. Number 7, can a security guard legally pursue a suspect fleeing a crime scene? A, always actively pursue suspects off property. B, never engage or follow suspects. Or C, pursuit is permissible within property boundaries and employee policies. The answer is C, pursuit is permissible within property boundaries and employee policies. As you are a representative of the employer or the property owner of which you've been hired to protect and secure, you have the right to act and abide by their policies. If that means pursuing someone within property boundaries until such a point that they are off the boundaries, then so be it. If it's to not pursue at all, then that's what it is. Look to your employer policies, but in general, it's permissible within property boundaries. But keep in mind, just because it's permissible doesn't mean you should do it. 8. What role does a security guard play in preventing vandalism? A, not responsible for vandalism prevention. B, monitor areas prone to vandalism and report incidents or suspicious behavior. Or C, only need to paint over graffiti. Answer is, of course, B, monitor areas prone to vandalism and report incidents or suspicious behavior. Section 3, control. What is the primary function of security guard in controlling access to a property? A, manage entry and exit points, ensuring only authorized access. B, deny access based on personal judgment. Or C, allow entry without checks. So, the answer is, of course, A, to manage entry and exit points and ensure only authorized access. It's in the name. You are access control. You are controlling access to a premises or property. You can't control it if you just let anybody in without checks. And you're also not controlling it when you're just denying it based on personal judgment. You're not controlling access to your client specifications. So number 10, how should a security guard handle a disruptive visitor? A, use physical force immediately. B, approach calmly, assess the situation, and de-escalate. C, ignore and hope they leave. So, of course, now you're not going to ignore it. And using physical force immediately is highly inadvisable. So the answer is, of course, going to be B, approach calmly, assess the situation, and de-escalate the situation. Bring that temperature down. Number 11, is traffic control within the scope of duties for a security guard? A, yes, for properties requiring vehicle access management. B, no, it's exclusively a police matter. Or C, only control pedestrian traffic or foot traffic. The answer is, of course, A, yes, for properties requiring vehicle access management, security will typically be given the responsibility of managing that traffic on property. So they're going to be controlling the traffic unless otherwise instructed. Number 12, what documentation is essential for a security guard controlling access? A, no documentation is needed. B, only record times of entry and exits. And C, logs of entries and exits, ID checks, and unusual incidents. Of course, it's going to be C. All of this information is pertinent to maintain access control and record the comings and goings of all persons onto and off of the property. Section 4, enforcement. Number 13, what are a security guard's responsibilities regarding enforcement of policies? A, focus on enforcement only in emergencies. B, modify policies as they see fit. Or C, enforce security policies, rules, regulations, and procedures as deemed by the client or employer. It's going to be C, of course. Number 14, can a security guard enforce laws like a police officer? Do they have the same powers and authorities? A, No enforcement is limited to property and employer policies. B, same powers as a police officer. Or C, cannot enforce any policies. The answer is, of course, no. You do not have the same powers and authorities as a sworn civil servant, a police officer. So enforcement is limited to the property and employer policies. Again, you are representative of your employer or your client, so you are empowered with the authority to enforce their policies. Number 15, how should a security guard react to a policy violation? Ignore minor violations. B, immediate physical intervention required. Or C, document the violation, report it, and act according to your training. The answer is, of course, going to be C. You need to document exactly what happened, what the infraction was, who it was done by, if possible, what you did to address it, and report it up, and otherwise act according to your training, company, client, and employer policies. 16, when dealing with a trespasser, someone unlawfully entering or remaining on the property, what is the extent of a security guard's authority? Number 17, physically remove them without warning. A. B, ask them to leave, report to law enforcement if they refuse. Or C, allow them to stay to avoid confrontation. The answer is, of course, B, ask them to leave and call law enforcement if they refuse. Section 5, legal aspects, citizen's arrest and Good Samaritan laws. This is important. What is a citizen's arrest and when can a security guard perform it? A, it's made for any suspected crime. B, detaining someone believed to have committed a crime until law enforcement arrives, permissible if witnessing a felony. Or C, security guards cannot perform citizen's arrests. The answer is B. You can detain someone believed to have committed a crime until law enforcement arrives. It's permissible only if witnessing a felony. Again, check your local and state ordinances and laws, as this can vary by state. Number 18, can a security guard face legal consequences for performing a citizen's arrest? Yes, A, if the arrest is made without proper grounds or conducted improperly. B, no, legal risks in performing a citizen's arrest. C, safer to detain until confession. The answer is A, yes, if the arrest is made without proper grounds or conducted improperly. If you don't follow the proper protocols and steps when making an arrest, it could be a big problem for you. There could be civil charges and criminal charges, up to and including kidnapping, if you end up moving the person from one place to another. So again, this can vary slightly or greatly depending on which state and city you're in and what powers of arrest they give their local authorities. So the mileage may vary slightly, but I suggest really citizen's arrest, just don't do it, because there's too much background interference and possibilities for you forgetting something or missing something or being falsely accused of an improper arrest. 19, what is the Good Samaritan law in the context of first aid? A, penalizes those who help in emergencies. B, applies only to medical professionals. Or C, provides legal protection to those giving reasonable assistance in emergencies. The answer is C. It provides legal protection if you're giving reasonable assistance in emergencies. 20, as a security guard, when should you administer first aid? A, only if the victim consents. B, when trained in emergencies and as long as it doesn't worsen the situation. Or C, wait for medical personnel for all incidents. The answer is B, when trained in emergencies and as long as it doesn't worsen the situation. I should also add that A also applies at least somewhat If the victim is conscious, you should always request to ask them if they consent to receiving your help. Introduce yourself, tell them that you're trained in first aid or CPR. Can they help you? Now, if it's a situation where the person is unconscious due to a medical emergency, then you can perform as you see fit, as long as it doesn't worsen the situation. True or false questions. 21. True or false? Security guards are legally allowed to carry firearms as part of their standard equipment. The answer is false, only if they are specifically licensed and authorized. If you bring a weapon onto a site that isn't specifically an armed site and you are not properly licensed to carry a weapon and not properly authorized to carry it while on duty, again, you can do what you want. I do not recommend it. 22. True or false? A security guard's primary role is to apprehend and prosecute criminals. The answer is false. The primary role of security is prevention, deterrence, enforcement of property rules. Observe and report, people. Observe and report. 23. True or false? In New York State, for instance, security guards are allowed to perform a citizen's arrest if they witness a felony. True, at least in New York State. Remember what I said? Your mileage may vary depending on state. Number 24. True or false? Security guards should always intervene physically in conflicts. Of course, the answer is false. You should only use physical intervention as a last resort and focus on verbal de-escalation. Good Samaritan law applies to security guards who provide first aid during emergencies. The answer is true. It offers legal protection for reasonable assistance. Section 6. Report writing aptitude. 26. In what perspective should a security guard write a report? A. Second person to engage the reader. B. First person as the guard is describing their own observations and actions. C. Third person to maintain objectivity. The answer is first person. B. As the guard is describing their own observations and actions. Number 27. What are the 5 W's and H that must be included in a report? A. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. B. What, when, where, which, and how. C. Who, what, where, why, and which. The answer is, of course, A. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. The why, if possible. If you can't ascertain it, it doesn't need to be included. 28. Why is succinctness important in report writing? A. To make the report more interesting. B. To convey necessary information clearly and concisely, avoiding unnecessary details. Or C. To shorten the time spent on writing. The answer is, of course, B. To convey necessary information clearly and concisely, avoiding unnecessary details. Number 29. What should be the focus of a security guard's report? A. Facts and observed actions, avoiding personal opinions or conjecture. B. Theoretical explanations of why the incident happened. Or C. Personal feelings about the incident. The answer is, of course, A. Facts and observed actions only. Nobody needs your personal opinions or speculation or what you think might have happened. Only what happened, only as it is or as it was told to you. Number 30. How should a security guard handle uncertain details in a report? A. Omit any uncertain details entirely. B. Make an educated guess to fill in gaps. Or C. Only include confirmed information if unsure. It's better to state that certain details are unclear. The answer is going to be C. Include confirmed details. If something's unclear, State that it is uncertain and unclear. Number 31, what is the importance of simplicity in report writing? A, simple reports are quicker to write. B, complexity adds credibility to the report. Or C, simplicity ensures the report is understandable to all readers, regardless of their background knowledge. The answer is C. Keep it simple, stupid. Number 32, why should a security guard avoid editorializing in a report? A, to maintain professionalism and objectivity, reports should be factual, not opinion-based. B, personal opinions are usually requested in reports. Or C, editorializing makes the report too long. The answer is A, maintain professionalism and objectivity. Reports should be factual and not opinion-based. Section 7, fire extinguishers and types of fires. Number 33, which type of fire extinguisher should be used on a grease fire in a kitchen? Class K. A, a water extinguisher. B, a CO2 extinguisher. Or C, a wet chemical extinguisher. The answer is, of course, C, wet chemical. Never put water on a grease fire. It's going to be all bad. Number 34, for an electrical fire, Class C fire, what is the safest type of fire extinguisher to use? A, a foam extinguisher. B, dry chemical extinguisher. Or C, a water extinguisher. The answer is B, a dry chemical extinguisher. Number 35, which fire extinguisher is most suitable for a paper and wood fire? A Class A fire. A, CO2 extinguisher. B, a water extinguisher. Or C, a dry powder extinguisher. The answer is B, water. Number 36, a multi-purpose fire extinguisher labeled as ABC is effective on which types of fires? A, electrical, grease, and chemical fires. B, wood, paper, liquids, and electrical fires. Or C, metals, oils, and electrical equipment fires. B, wood, paper, liquids, and electrical fires. Number 37, what type of fire extinguisher is recommended for use on flammable liquid fires? Class B fires. A, a water mist extinguisher. B, a foam extinguisher. Or C, a wet chemical extinguisher. The answer is B, a foam extinguisher. Section 8, run, hide, and fight in mass casualty or shooting events. Number 38, in a mass shooting event, what should you do first? A, run to find an exit. B, hide where you are. Or C, immediately fight back. So the answer is in the name, run, hide, fight. The answer would be run to find an exit. In a situation like this, though you are security, and in most situations, your safety is of prime importance. On your way there, if you can rescue and direct others, clients, customers, employees, staff, etc., to the exit with you, do so. But do not wait around for them and do not try to round them up before you make your exit. Or you may be another casualty. Number 39. If escape is not possible, what is the next best action in a shooting scenario? A, surrender to the shooter. B, hide and barricade yourself. Or C, attempt to negotiate with the shooter. The answer is, of course, B. Again, it's in the name, run, hide, fight. Hide and barricade yourself if possible. Number 40, when should you attempt to incapacitate the shooter? A, as a first response. B, only as a last resort when your life is in immediate danger. Or C, after hiding for a certain amount of time? The answer is B, as a last resort when your life or someone else's life is in immediate danger. Number 41, after a mass casualty event, what is the first thing a security guard should do? Start assisting the wounded, A. B, secure the area for safety. Or C, search for the perpetrator. The answer is B, secure the area for safety and aid law enforcement as directed. Number 42, what role does a security guard play in the aftermath of a shooting? A, lead the investigation. B, provide emotional support for victims. C, assist emergency responders and provide relevant information. Of course, the answer is C. Section 9, use of force. Number 43, when is it appropriate for a security guard to use physical force? A, as a first response to any threat. B, only as a last resort when all non-physical methods have failed and there is a direct threat. Or C, when a suspect refuses to comply with verbal commands. The answer is B, as a last resort when non-physical methods to gain compliance have failed and there is a direct threat. You cannot jump straight to using secure physical force as a security guard. Number 44, what should a security guard do after an incident involving the use of force? A, leave the scene immediately. B, report the incident to their supervisor and law enforcement if applicable. Or C, detain all witnesses until police arrive. The answer is, of course, B, report the incident to your supervisor and law enforcement if applicable. Number 45, in which scenario is the use of force justified as a security guard? A, a visitor is taking unauthorized photos. B, someone is verbally aggressive but not threatening physical harm. Or C, defending oneself or others from imminent physical harm. The answer is, of course, C, when defending yourself or others from imminent physical harm. Number 46, how should a security guard handle a situation where minimal force is required? A, use any means necessary to quickly control the situation. B, use the least amount of force necessary to safely resolve the situation. Or C, call for law enforcement and avoid intervening. If minimal force is necessary, you need to use the least amount of force necessary to resolve the situation, no more. If you use more, that's how people get charged with excessive use of force, because it's force used in excess of what's necessary to resolve the situation. It's in the name. 47, what is a key consideration for a security guard when deciding to use force? A, the size and strength of the individual causing the disturbance. B, personal feelings about the nature of the situation. Or C, the immediate risk to the safety of individuals or property. C, the immediate risk to the safety of individuals or property. Number 48, which type of force is generally prohibited for security guards? A, verbal commands. B, lethal force except in extreme case where life is in danger. Or C, any physical restraint. The answer is B, lethal force except in extreme cases where your life or someone else's life is in danger. Now, there are some memorization and recall scenarios you'll probably be presented with. For instance, the shoplifting incident. You'll be given a scenario, description. For instance, you are patrolling a retail store when you notice a person acting suspiciously in the electronics section. The individual is wearing a red baseball cap, a green jacket, and blue jeans. They are approximately 5 foot 8 inches tall and have a tattoo of an eagle on their right hand. The person picks up a pair of headphones and a smartphone, looking around nervously. After a few minutes, they slip the item into their jacket and quickly walk towards the exit without paying. You're going to want to remember some key details. For instance, the location of the incident was the electronics section. The description of the suspect: wearing a red baseball cap, green jacket, blue jeans, about 5'8" tall, with a tattoo of an eagle on the right hand, and a pair of headphones. The item stolen: a pair of headphones and a smartphone. The suspect's behavior was they were nervously looking around. They, of course, placed the item into their jacket without paying and exited. So all of this information is key. So if they give you a scenario like this, make sure you jot down some quick notes about these items, about these details rather, and go from there. Number 50, another memorization scenario, the parking lot disturbance. Scenario description: during your evening shift, you hear commotion in the parking lot. Upon investigating, you observe two individuals involved in a heated argument near a silver sedan. The first individual is a tall woman with short blonde hair, wearing a black dress and high heels. The second is a medium-height man with a beard, wearing a gray hoodie and black pants. The argument seems to be about a set of car keys. The woman appears to be trying to take the keys from the man, who is shouting loudly, and a small crowd starts to gather around them. So, key details to remember: the location of that incident. It was in the parking lot near a silver sedan. The description of the individuals: one was a woman, tall, short blonde hair, black dress, high heels. The man was medium height, had a beard, gray hoodie, and black pants. The nature of the dispute seemed to be an argument over a set of car keys. Additional details: loud shouting, a small crowd gathering. Section 10, First Aid and CPR. What is the 51? What is the first step security guards take when approaching a person in need of first aid? A, immediately start administering CPR. B, check the scene for safety and then check the person. Or C, move the person to a different location. The answer is B, check the scene for safety and then check the person. Number 52, how often should chest compressions be delivered in CPR for an adult? A, 50 compressions per minute. B, 60 to 70 per minute. Or C, 100 to 120 compressions per minute. The answer is C, 100 to 120. 53. When is it appropriate to use an automated external defibrillator, or AED? A, as soon as the person shows signs of a heart attack. B, when a person is unconscious, not breathing, or not breathing normally. Or C, after performing CPR for 5 minutes. The answer is B, when a person is unconscious, not breathing, or not breathing normally. 54. Case of a severe external bleeding, what is the initial step a security guard should take? A, apply a tourniquet immediately. B, clean the wound with water. Or C, apply direct pressure to the wound with a clean cloth. The answer is, of course, C, apply direct pressure to the wound with a clean cloth. Though if you don't have a cloth handy, even applying direct pressure with your bare hands or any implement of clothing you have, provided it's not dirty and won't likely lead to infection, is admissible, especially in an emergency situation where someone would otherwise risk bleeding out. 55. What is the correct procedure for treating someone who is choking and can't cough, speak, or breathe? A, encourage them to drink some water. B, perform back blows and abdominal thrusts. Or C, wait for them to regain their breath. The answer is, of course, B, perform back blows and abdominal thrusts. That is going to be it for the Guard Guides 2024 Unarmed Security Guard Exam Test Prep. If you want to know more, consider joining the R Guard Guides subreddit. And of course, subscribe to my Guard Guides YouTube channel, which you are watching right now. For all of those videos and more, thank you for viewing. Don't forget to again like and subscribe, share, and be safe.